Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. As always, when you are on my channel, you are one of my treasures. Welcome to what I like to call Area 5T1, where we do discuss the 5Ts. We do talk about transition. We talk about triathlon. We talk trends, do some teaching slash tips, and we talk trucks. My name is Jules. As always, welcome to the channel. Please jump into the stream. Please let's keep our comments respectful with each other. And you know, uh, let's have a good stream. Feel free to drop any super chats, super stickers. Always know that right now for the month of June, 25% is going to charity. We always give 20% to charity. We've upped it to 25% as we were doing 10% to Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico, 10% where I go purchase items for the homeless and hand them out, and 5% does go to Animal Humane New Mexico, which is where I adopted my dog from. He's right back there, resting. So just know anything you do donate, does part of it goes to charity. I'll be right back. I'm going to turn my fan. Okay, sorry, it's just kind of hot in here. My AC is not working as well here in this apartment building, and has to be repaired. We can, like I said, we can talk just about anything in here. Just we keep it respectful with each other. So feel free to jump in. You can jump into the chat box over here. Please do hit a like, subscribe to the channel. Hello, Super Spider-Man. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, remember you are a treasure here. Please do hit a like, subscribe to the channel. Hello, Jaylyn. Welcome. Please do hit a like and subscribe. So how is everyone doing tonight? I know we are seeing many things happen in our nation. I've been watching the news lately, and actually, today would be one day I would talk about topics like this. Yes, I have a dog. He's laying right there. I have a Dalmatian mix. His name is Thomas. Actually, if you guys drop any super stickers, super chats, super thank yous, super thanks, 25% of those go to charity, 5% being the rescue I got him from. I'm a transgender woman. So welcome everyone, welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Yes, I do have a pet. Yes, I was a man. Here is the link to my pet is a male. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Oh, I know where you're going with this, detective. You don't need to start this with me. like I said, I always say in my channel, uh, we all feel certain ways, and I know I was born in a certain way. I've studied plenty of biology, anatomy, and physiology, but I know also I've studied, had to study uh, some psychology for, and I know that people feel different in their life, and they may not align with their physical body. So I know how where you're going with this. Yadira, welcome. Yadira is here, you guys. Yadira is my one of my mods, and trust me, she is the goat of mods. Say welcome to Yadira. Uh, Rickshaw, I would say I use the women's restroom. Or if I can find a gender neutral one, I will go use the gender neutral one. Which is kind of funny before people start on this because guess what? I work for the federal government and we actually have some gender neutral bathrooms at the government building that I work at. I'm sure everybody's been watching the news. I really think these ice raids are going too far. Don't start with the Bible here. Many of us are uh, atheists and agnostics here, so and some people do believe, but they, you know, they also are our allies. So the Bible is just a book of fan fiction. Well, Rickshaw, their ice raids can be good for some things, but they're also um, think about the produce that you buy at the grocery store. Um, all those people that pick them, you know, the produce and make it cheap enough for you to afford, they're the ones. A lot of them are getting deported. Yes, some people that are cartel members are being found, but it's they're really going overboard in what they're doing. I'm not gonna read any scripture. Um, hey Jaded, welcome to the stream. Like I said, Slaposaurus, um, this is not a the Bible is a book of fan fiction. I come from an area, I grew up in San Diego, and yes, in fact, even my sister, she was, hey, Avita, welcome. You know, all I have to say, Rickshaw, I grew up in San Diego and I saw them, a lot of them do good, but yet there are the bad ones. And one that I know that was actually born legally in the United States and ended up part of the cartels was my brother-in-law. So, you know, there's your balance. I've seen it face to face. So, you got to weed out the legal ones that are doing illegal stuff too. And using the military within our borders is actually breaking the law of posse comitatus. Hello, Ashley. Welcome to uh, the stream. Technically, only the National Guard and Coast Guard should be used within our borders. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. So I did get on the last stream we did on Tuesday, I did get a thumbs up for from you guys. Is to do a 12, you guys want to do a Jules-a-thon? We can do one. I am thinking a week from Saturday. I was just looking at the stats on my phone, and hey, Dangly. So let's what I am thinking we can do. I was also looking at the statistics as far as what are the busiest times in our on our. I'm willing to do it. Let's try to raise some money. What I'm gonna do is on that stream, I will actually take. I'm raising the ante here, and I'm gonna give 50% to the. I'm just gonna take 50% out of that and give it to. Since it is Pride Month, I will take 50% to the transgender. I will donate it to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico. I do have one friend. She called me about a trans friend of hers that is homeless, and she was trying to help me see what I could do as helping her out, just talking with someone that can relate, and I'm I'm gonna see just in text messages by doing that. Tell me what jobs they do, Rickshaw. Who do how many people want to go out and pick produce in the fields and do it for minuscule amounts of money? That's what a lot of them come do. Hi, Deja. Welcome to the stream. And another way I look at it is so if you pay what people want as minimum wage, $15 an hour to go pick produce in the field, what's an orange going to cost you? A bag of oranges, a bag of potatoes, you know? You got to think in the long run, and most of the people that are actually using them for their labor, I bet you are a lot of people that are very conservative. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, it's but a lot of times they still use manual labor, Avita. It's just, I think that we don't need to be using the military within our borders. That's what's getting me. National Guard, yes, they can be deployed within our borders, but the Marines and Army and all that, it's against the law of posse comitatus. Now, I actually did a paper on this when I was getting my bachelor's degree, and I did one essay on how to battle the cartels, and I did one on how to battle the cartels, and I talked about using the military, but as I was doing my research, they said that it technically is illegal. Los dos hablamos español. Um, hey, Jiminy Crickets, welcome. Hello, everyone. Please do consider dropping super stickers, super chats, or going through the Cash App. You know what? Uh, I can link my Cash App to. I'm gonna pin it. Um, hmm, hmm. No, I think I got it wrong there. So this is the Cash App if you want to send your donos into there. That way the channel does get more rather than going through a super chat. Hello everyone. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. So like I was saying, I don't know if you were here, Yadira. I'm thinking next Saturday we can do the Jules-a-thon. We will do a 12-hour live stream, you guys. I have a 4-day weekend coming up. We can do a 12-hour live stream raising money for since it is Pride Month. I say we should go for one organization that is all Pride, and I say we go to the New Mexico Transgender Resource Center. Thank you very much there, Jiminy. It's one of my favorite ones, and I wear a lot here on YouTube. But you know, when you have a favorite top, that's what you do. So yeah, it'll. We want to try to make a goal. You just have to network. I have a friend and she lives in Arizona, but she met a trans woman just that's homeless and she's been helping feed her, but she needs more like someone that like can really empathize with her, think like her, and she's giving her my number and so I can speak with her. It's not that I'm going to be, a psychologist or anything, but at least just starting right here can be a network, and that's what we want to do is we want to network here online. We want to network, you know, out outside. I found my first the first person that I met that was trans. I was watching her on YouTube, and when I decided to move to Albuquerque and got the job out here, it turned out she lived in Albuquerque. So I had been watching her channel for a long time, and you know, and it turned out she lived where I was going to move. Um, we talked via her channel and stuff, and then um, eventually I've actually met her in person, and she actually comes on the stream sometimes. She has her own channel, so it's always a good place to network is social media, but use it the correct way. Don't use it to stalk people or anything like that. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like, subscribe, jump into the chat box, consider dropping a dono. Yeah, actually, that's not a good way. I tried to start doing an OnlyFans, but then I found, I figured out, um, I work for the federal government. If they found it, they could, say things, so, there's always those catches to it. Um, Hello and welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome Hussein. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Well, don't you have sugar in the cupboard? Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Really, because you started off with a real nice comment and then you went to two. Okay, Jiminy. Sorry. Well, I have a very good mod and she knows that she needs to watch that now. Hello, Stacy. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Um, Thank you for the compliment there. My name's Jules. Whenever you join us here, you are a treasure. Uh, Thank you very much, Cynthia. Same goes to you. I'm Jules. You are a treasure here. Please do hit a like, subscribe. Um, Consider dropping a super chat or a super thanks or a super sticker. 25% of what I get in supers goes to charity. Um, Hello, Jay. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Got it, Avita. Avita. Welcome, everyone. as always. He's doing good. He's down here. He was just earlier. He was up here, but now he's down here. As always, he's just relaxing. I got him out, a few times before coming on. Um, Actually, not really. I mean, the only thing is that's difficult with the trans community is that sometimes I think sometimes they try to single out the trans community because it's more of a gender thing than a sexuality thing. But I don't really have anything wrong, anything, any gripes with it. That's about the only thing I've seen. But other than that, no. I think it's a great community. The first people, when I moved here and went to a party, I met some friends and in the entire LGBTQ community, and they were all fantastic. Go ahead, Jiminy. We're here to talk. And I here it's been different here in Albuquerque than it was in Fort Myers, Florida. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. If you're just joining us, please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. That's a trans pride flag. So if you go from blue to pink, it says you're male to female, and pink to blue means female to male transition. Yeah, we don't come in here to talk religion. I understand. Yeah, I've always liked pink a lot. I'm a Gen Xer, okay? That's why I call my and and when in back in the 80s, it was a trend to actually ride pastel colored uh, BMX bikes. They were pink, they were purple, stuff like that. Teal, you know. So, I mean, be who you want to be, you know. This right here, my channel, is a safe space to be who you are. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Yeah, I used to ride Haro Sports. I had like a teal, almost like a teal blue one. Then I had a teal green one. I did ride mags for a while, but once 48s came out, I was I was in love with Peregrine 48s. What I'm saying is be yourself, be your true self. Like, for example, myself, I'm being my true self right now. I'm not going outside, walking around like, dressed as a man, um, and, you know, and pretending to be who I'm not. Well, yeah, that's true. You know, PDF files, that's a completely different thing. Yeah, they shouldn't be who they are, but understandable, Avita. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining us for the first time, please do hit a like and subscribe. Everyone, please do consider dropping super chat, super sticker. Remember, this month, 25% is being um, donated. 10% is going towards purchasing items for the homeless. Um, then, hello, Fav. 10% is being donated to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico. Um, and 5% is going to uh, Animal Humane New Mexico. Our first donations will be made next week when, well, we've already made the first purchase with buying some beanies, moisture wicking beanies for homeless. This next check, I'm going to purchase some more items. So I'm actually going to buy some backpacks to put it all in. So each homeless person, I just give them a backpack and it'll have socks, two pairs of socks, a moisture wicking beanie, and I'm gonna see from there. I don't know who everyone is welcome here. They can be, you know, lesbian, gay, bi, trans, non-binary, straight, um, everything. Everyone is welcome. Everyone, as long as you stay respectful. Thank you, Jiminy. Jiminy starts with the first super chat of the night with $10. So we do want to start there, and I'm going to say thank you to Jiminy. I do want to say that I think we've started monetizing now where um, we are getting like some, like, I don't know if commercials are paying like one of my videos, or I know I had paid to YouTube a certain amount that they would show one video more, you know, and it seems like that video got like 500 hits overnight. So, you know, it might bring us more people. Um, it was actually my video on the white salamander letter. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the white salamander. It's actually a pretty interesting case in about that happened back in the 80s, around the time I was graduating high school. Um, very true, Jiminy. Thank you very much. That's why we call the channel Area 5T1. And because we do talk about the 5Ts, we talk about transition, we talk triathlon, we talk trends, we talk teaching slash tips, and trucks. I'm gonna try to finish the Gem X. Man, that thing is giving me a hard time to get that sensor out. It I have never dated a guy. I love women too much. I when you do come out within the LGBTQ community, you're gonna find, if you do come out, I should say, um, you may be like on a spectrum. So if you come out and you say you're gay, later on you might find you're more bi. And when I came out first, I came out to my ex-wife. Well, technically, on paper, she's still my wife, but I came out as bisexual. But later on, I discovered I was more feminine, and I had always thought about that. And so I decided, I started, going through myself and investigating. And yes, I found I was feminine and I loved women's clothing. And I decided to, first off, started off cross dressing, and then I found my true self and found I was trans because throughout my life I had done uh, many things to feminize. Oh wow, Avita, that's amazing. Yes, and it is. The happiness, it's better. I'm happy more as my true self. Um, I do want to finish my Gem X video this weekend. Still got to do the roof rack. I was showing all the tools in the back, and um, I still need to finish that one sensor. I actually ordered the crankshaft sensor too, which will probably be here next week, and I'll do that next weekend. Yes, I knew that in my teens, probably in my high school years. I I did start do a lot when nobody was home. I would you know dress in my mother's clothing, try her makeup on. So yeah, that's when I started. Hello, TT. Yes, hugs and hugs from all of us. Hmm. I'm trying to find someone here. Let's see. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's try to get, I wonder if we can get another 18 subs tonight. Let's try to get to 2350. I wonder if we can make it on the weekend to 2500. Consider dropping a super, or if you want to go through Cash App, my Cash App tag is right up here. You guys are all fantastic subs, fantastic viewers. I couldn't ask for anything better. I love how this channel has grown. Um, I have gotten great mods over time. Uh, I have some that have been here for a very long time. I have some that are pretty new, but all of my mods have been fantastic. Um, So, like I said, for that, next Saturday from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., I will even post a, a link for it ahead of time, a little so everybody can see it. And we will be doing a Jules-a-thon. I mean, I'll even be eating here. Um, oh, thank you once again, Jiminy. Jiminy comes up with another $10 super chat. Says it, keep it up, friend. Really helping out with our causes here. So we're up to $20 in super chats. Um, so yeah, like I said, that next Saturday we will be doing that. Uh, I have a friend of mine that does have a pretty big TikTok following. She's going to be sending her members our direction. Um, I may consider doing uh, my my live stream using the StreamYard app that day. And if you guys want to come on here, I would consider letting people come on and talk. And we could chat. I'm considering that. The only thing that happens, and I mean, it can keep it a little more private. Um, the only thing is that we'll have it turned horizontally. That'll be what's different about the channel. Usually we get more hits as we are going vertically. I am streaming from my phone, but either way, it's good. Welcome, Juno. Welcome to the stream. Are you new to the channel? Please do hit a like and subscribe. I actually watched a pretty cool movie called Juno. Um, Please also do consider purchasing some merch. Ah, got it. I will post the link to the merch store right here. Right by my face right there. Just so you know, our May total for was $528.69. That means about we're gonna give 50. I'll probably up it to $55 and give to purchase items for the homeless. We'll do 26 to Transgender Resource Center and 26 to Animal Humane New Mexico. And the rest will go to whatever upgrades we can do for the channel or uh, just for logistics of the channel. May purchase merch for some of my mods. I think that that's deserving because they do a fantastic job. We're doing fantastic. In the past month, we made $530 basically. So 10% of that does go to purchasing items for the homeless, 5% to the Transgender Resource Center, and 5% to Animal Humane New Mexico. Whatever we make this month, the mods are Yadira, we have Jason P, we have Avita, and we have Lena. I'm looking at the mods that are here more often. Um, that's how I'm. That's how I am trying. I will slowly get all the mods more. Each mod will get some type of merch that I purchase for them right out of my own merch store, which in turn, part of that money goes to charity also. Um, Hello, Brenda. Welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe if you aren't already. Yeah, so any money that comes to me from my merch store or donos here, part of it goes to um, charity. Now, the thing I do want to say is that this next coming Saturday, um, I don't know them personally, but but it took time to build up trust in the before I got them. Hey, former, welcome to the stream. How are your Yankees doing? Hello, Heather. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like. Hello, Yash. Welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Yeah, we had a tough series against the. We had one really good game against the Dodgers, and the other two were tough. The first game was like against the Dodgers was back and forth. That's what was a good game. The second game, it was like batting practice for the Padres because they won 11-1. The third one, it just I don't know. I think they let it go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do leave a like and subscribe. Also, you can always hit the notification bell on your channel, um, and so you know when the streams start. So always, so you can join us here. I'm starting to see more of a steady fan, or I don't want to say subscriber base that come in here rather than before what we saw before. Hello, Michael. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have just joined us, please do consider dropping dono, a super chat, a super thanks, a super sticker. Any little bit helps. These will just like this month we're giving 25% to charities. So 10% goes to purchasing items for the homeless, 10% goes to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico, and 5% to Animal Humane New Mexico. That's where I adopted my dog from. Jiminy Crickets has already given 2 super chats at $10, which has been fantastic. So we're already up to $20. In total, that will put us at close to $90 for the month. So for this month, Oh, what healing? I'm not hurt, Michael. I don't need any healing. Yeah, that was Boy George that said that. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We can, talk about any of our five T's. We can talk transition. We can talk triathlon, trends, just the different clothing I wear or how, um, you can, if you have any questions about how my makeup or, um, how it's done or, I do teach on certain topics or give tips. Those go hand in hand. I have five subcategories on that. I do talk, I think it's four or five. I do talk about high demand religions, mainly the Mormon church, because I did just exit about my official resignation was within the past year. Um, but I hadn't gone in years. Also, I talk about cooking. Now, the 80s music is the best. I talk about preparedness tips. And I also talk about what's the last one? Oh, urban myths. And I just recently did a video um, about the white salamander letter. If you guys don't know what this white salamander letter was, I'm going to put a link to that video. The white salamander letter was actually a letter written by a former Mormon that almost took down the whole church. Um, Basically, it was weird because he made up his own little urban myth of what truly happened in what they call the first vision that Joseph Smith saw, and that he stated that it was a white salamander that bit him to give him the information to actually translate the Book of Mormon. Um, and that is a white salamander that talked to him, not an angel. So it was pretty interesting. Um, Overnight, this thing hit all of it. It was down like at 100 and something views. Last night, it went up to 506. Sometimes it takes time to hit, and it just last night it did. So if you want an interesting one, right here is the white salamander, my white salamander letter video. I actually know some people. There is actually a Netflix special on it. There's one lady in there that I've watched her a lot of her information. Her name is Sandra Tanner. Her husband was the only one that had you know the discernment to figure out that it was actually um, a lie. When all the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, are supposed to have the gift of discernment, which can mean that they can tell if someone's telling the truth or if it's a lie. And the church actually bought this letter because they were all looking at it and thought it would discredit them. So it's an interesting tale, urban myth to look at. The other urban myth video I have done is the Denver airport. Um, okay, so the funny thing is here, I think they say, I think New Mexico also believes there's been Sasquatch warnings because there's a lot of New Mexico souvenir T-shirts with a Sasquatch drawn on it. So I think that's one here. Um, I'd have to look up the fire wheel in the sky. Also, a big thing my friend and I are going to do is take a trip out to Roswell, and we're going to do it during the day. We'll probably stop through Socorro. That's another place where there's a little like a sign that was made with a flying saucer on it, and they believe in um, a UFO, or what is it now, a UAP was seen, and what are they're called now, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Yeah, I want to go check out the their McDonald's. What I hear, they have a McDonald's. It's themed like um, pretty much like basically for aliens. Bye, Fave. Thank you for joining us here. Have a good night. Remember, you are a treasure. Chariot of the Gods. I think I have. I'm not sure. Let me look it up. No, I have never seen it. I might have to check it out. I'm gonna have to look up who has it on their um, like what channel. That'll have to be pretty good. Didn't didn't someone write a book called Chariots of the Gods? Chariot of the Gods. He used to come out on Ancient Aliens. Yeah, he was on there. Suklos used to always talk with him. He was like one of the first to. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, because he was one of the first ones to bring up, you know, theories on basically entities from other worlds. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. If you're just joining us, I'm Jules. Remember, all of you are my treasures. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Always remember, if you drop a super sticker or a super chat, no matter what the amount is, 25% will go to charity this month. Usually it's 20, but we've upped to 25 this month. For Pride Month, 10% is going to Transgender Resource Center here in New Mexico. 10% is going to purchase items for the homeless. and 5% does go to Animal Humane New Mexico, where I adopted this guy. Um, you can see him back there. He just went up there and to lay down. Um, he's like super coolest dog ever. Yeah, I'll have to look it up on YouTube and I'll watch it tonight, maybe after the stream. Maybe I will do it, do a review on it on the Urban Myth portion of the channel. Um, I'm also gonna do a video about a video that came out years ago. I think it was in the 70s by this guy named Ed Decker. Ed Decker was actually um, an ex-Mo or an ex-Mormon, and he created a video on. It's kind of outlandish, but when you look at it, it's true on like these crazy ideas about the church, but many of them, after being a longtime member, you deny them, but when you leave, you actually remember. You look back on them in retrospect, and they were true. Hello, ordinary person. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe if you haven't already. As my hair is tangled tonight. Got lots of stuff coming up. Like I said, I plan on finishing Gem X tomorrow, putting the roof rack on it. Well, not finishing it, because if it were finished, I'd have a whole new suspension on it. And welcome, Jedi. I'm a big Star Wars fan also. Well, actually, it's not very mysterious. Look up their case on the. I can actually do a video on that. Last year, they were fined by the SEC because they found that they had They actually got fined which was a drop in the bucket for them, probably like $3 million. Uh, it, they actually found that they used they say tithing money shouldn't be made for profit, but what they did is they would put, when you watch them take the tithing money, they'll take it on Sunday, then they drop it off at the bank, they put it into an account, it goes into that account. Then what happened is they were accruing interest on it, and what they would do is take the interest out, and then they built another account on that. Then there's the fast offering money. Same thing would happen on Fast Sunday. And so, and then they accrued, I think right now they're worth $300 billion, just growing on their land holdings. They own most of Florida. So if you think Utah's a Mormon state, and same with Idaho and Arizona, they actually own a lot of Florida. So they're, it's they own dude ranches there, and they'll have penned animals, and these guys will go pay money. And yeah, the Mandalorian, this is the way. And then they will people will go out there, ride their horses, dress up like cowboys, and then they'll release the animals so they can go hunting. So it makes it easier for these people, and then they make money off of it, off of dummy corporations. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Uh, Consider dropping a super chat, super sticker. Remember, 25% is going to charity. This month, we've upped it. Next Saturday, we will be doing a marathon live stream, and we're gonna up it to 50% of what we make in donos will be um, going to Transgender Resource Center in New Mexico. Yeah, the temples are enormous. I grew up in San Diego, and we had the most beautiful one. Um, and the one in Salt Lake is just massive. And everything you look at in there is marble. So think how much money it takes to build one of those. And they're about, I think they're building it so there's at least 300 in the world. Hold on one moment, and I'm going to put an article here so you guys can realize what they own. Um, okay, so I looked. I looked this up one day, and well, they have a $47 billion stock portfolio. So they own, let's look at this. Number 10, they own $672.4 million in Tesla shares. Exxon, they own 735.6 million from Exxon. Let's look at, it's called, I guess it's MasterCard. The same amount of MasterCard, 735.6 million. And ticker. Oh yeah, that's MasterCard, that's its ticker. Now Meta, okay? How many of you don't use Meta platforms? How many don't drive Teslas? They own $1.01 billion in Meta shares. Your United Healthcare, they own $1.02 billion in United Healthcare. Amazon, how many of you use Amazon to buy stuff? They own $1.22 billion of Amazon. Let's see. What search engine do we use the most? We use Google. They own $1.7 billion on Google. Thank you, ordinary person, for recognizing my Guy Fawkes mask. Let's see. Microsoft, they own $2.51 billion in Microsoft. So ordinary person came in with a $4.99 super chat. Know that, 25% of that will go to charity. And Apple, I think, is what they own the most on, is $2.7 billion. So look at these. Have three rivaling software companies that they own. The Mormon Church, they own part of Apple, part of Google, and part of Microsoft, and even part of Tesla and Amazon, all big companies that all of us use. They own a lot of Walmart. That's why they're rich. That's why they've gotten rich so quick. Their stock portfolio is amazing. Yeah, the real estate holdings are amazing. They own lots of Disneyland, I bet you. I've heard that a lot of the Disneyland in Florida um, is owned by the Mormon Church. So, oh, Rio, you mod for Megan, for Megan, isn't it? How she pronounces it? Yeah, actually, Rio, I know she's been busy with, yeah, she's been busy with the, obviously Lori Daybell, trial because we were going to do a short stream together recently, but we were, unfortunately, things happen with, especially with the trial going on right now. And she sent me a message that we wouldn't be able to do it that day, but we are rescheduling it. I think it'll be a good time. I'm really starting to get to know a lot of people in the Exmo space, which is kind of fun. Um, you know, uh, I know Joe Rollins, um, and I I've spoken with Megan to be on her channel, and I was talking with someone else. So yeah, it's. I tried to get on John DeLyn's show. Right now, they didn't. You know, they had a lot of apps, but I'm gonna try it again. Yeah, I was thinking of trying to jump in on one of Tuesdays, because I talk to Gene all the time on Sundays. Where Gene will be in there, and he's told me before if I want to jump in, I could. Yeah, I think with one of the live streams I did with Joe Rollins from Church Core Horror, Maven was in there. And it's cool to get into this Exmo space because, yeah, I'm gonna try to get in there. He's invited me before. I'm gonna try to get in on one of the channel. I should try this month, especially since it is Pride Month. I do need to do a sermon for Church of Korihor, just um, kind of, I can record it and send it to Joe, and then he'll put it on the channel, and about Pride Month. So I may do, I can do it that way, or I can do a live stream with him. I want to do one, and I have to do a little bit of my research. Oh yeah, Joe's awesome. He came to me here on my channel during a stream and told me who he was, and I was the first person to ever take the oath of reason into the Church of Korihor. And then Then he got Jenny Gage, um, and she's the second herald. Hello everyone, welcome to my stream. My name is Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Please do drop a like and subscribe. Um, Also, if you feel like you'd like to do so, do drop a dono via super chat, super thanks, super sticker. Any little bit is appreciated. Um, we give money to charity. This month we are doing 25%, as it does take some logistics here um, to power basically the streams. We have to pay for internet, we have to pay for all the costs of it. Also electric to be able to power up the computer, stuff like that. We're starting to do better. This past month went fantastic on super chats. So we're going to start giving stuff to our mods, so we can at least something as a thanks to them. So I think that'll, also next Saturday, we're going to do, for Pride Month, we're going to do a 12-hour live stream. And what we're going to do, okay, Nee. Thank you so much, Rio. That's greatly appreciated. Alex, I don't believe in Jesus. Jesus to me is fan fiction. I am an atheist. Thank you. I also, my front doormat looks the same. You guys, I don't care how much people say about it. Timu, I have found the best things. Yes, Alexi, I have read the Bible. Alexi, if you want me to read your comments, feel free to drop a super chat and I'll read your comment. Same here, Nigard. I love it. That's where I buy all my stuff for the homeless. For what this month, when my money comes in from my AdSense from here, from YouTube, I'm gonna spend about $60 because that's 10% for the homeless, and I'm gonna buy backpacks. And then last month, let me show you what I'm gonna buy for them. This was a little disaster kit that we bought in when I lived in Florida, and I'm gonna buy something similar. It is actually a little backpack. Actually, it does have the Red Cross name there, but I'm gonna buy similar ones, and they're gonna be. I think I'm gonna go with blue, but they have a reflective strip across here, kind of like paramedic jackets do, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 pairs of socks in it. I'm gonna put a moisture wicking beanie, and maybe buy like a big old box of like granola bars or protein bars, and um, I'll be just handing out backpacks to people. I'm gonna do about $55, I think, cost me for 100 backpacks. So I'm gonna buy the backpacks first. I already got some beanies. Next will be socks. So that's what the plan is. Yeah, I don't know if you watched Joe's channel, the Church Core Horror. We did Rapture uh, during the winter. I did Rapture 505. I was going out and handing out uh, winter beanies, um, and um, I was doing, yeah, fleece beanies and knit gloves. I bought them on Temu, and I think I handed out like 75 pairs, and I still have 15 pairs or sets left. So it's been fun in doing it and rewarding, and it's nothing, you know, I'd rather do that than be giving 10% to an organization that has $300 billion. And they're not the only ones. I mean, I most people think the Catholic Church is more wealthy, but I looked it up and they're only worth in the tens of billions. Hey MB, welcome to the stream. It's been fantastic week. We have been doing great here. How have you been? No, you're another one from Megan's channel, huh? Hey Cincinnati Drew, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you here. As always, you're on with Jules. All of you are my treasures. We're having a great stream today. We're, just trucking along. We're, talking about what our plans for next week are to have a long live stream on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. So there'll be a lot of planning for that. Probably a lot of ordering out during the stream. Hello, Aspen. Welcome. Thank you very much, Aspen. We will be back live tomorrow night, probably around about, let's say, 8 o'clock. Hopefully Gem X will be done. This weekend, I want to finish Gem X and do that. He's doing fantastic. I took him off all the meds, and this guy, he can be a little hyper at times, but he was just on too much medication. I tapered him off, and he didn't need it. Look at him. Yeah, he does his job outside too. Some girl came and started talking to me because she was walking her dogs. So, something in common, and we started talking. Yeah, that's probably how I'll be. I'll probably wake up, I'll sleep in. The thing is, like on Fridays, although I have Fridays off, I have a friend that calls me at 6 in the morning every Friday because she still works. She works in Florida, and she goes in, if it's 6 in the morning here, she goes in at 9, and, or yeah, get to work at 9. So she's calling me because she's also a member of the LGBTQ plus community, and we always talk to each other about things going on, and so um, things in her life, things in mine. So you know, but it's always good to, like someone asked, is how do you make friends in the community? And a lot of times it can be through here. We're here, like our a little social group here. We're a family here. Uh, I have friends from Florida that are part of the community, but it's hard for them. You'll be up with the chickens, huh? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do leave a like and subscribe. I will. We will see you tomorrow, Aspen. Glad to see you here. Guys, last week working on the Gem X, I bruised my sternum, which, you know, it's not, I've done worse to my sternum, but I've broken it twice. So, but it was just from working on the car and leaning over on it. So, because the part I need to get to is so hidden. And I ordered a step ladder, but of course, it's not going to be here till next week. Yeah, rib injury. I've broken my ribs twice. I've broken the sternum twice. Oh, my keys dropped between my seat and the center console. That's what happened, Yadira. Yeah, and then I dropped my ratchet with my small ratchet with a 10 millimeter socket somewhere down around where the transmission is. I haven't been able to find it. It's probably lost. It's probably on the road somewhere. Not unless it just fell into like the, you know, the beautiful dust cover under the engine. If tomorrow, if I can get, my, yeah, it just has to be like a little step ladder for the kitchen, which I ordered one from Harbor Freight. Of course, it's not going to be here till the 16th. And I need to replace this part. My car keeps stalling because it's the camshaft position sensor, so the timing's off on the vehicle and it'll cause it to stall. A good thing is I have a manual transmission, so if it ever stalled and didn't want to start up again, I can always do a push start. Great things about, there's good things about, you know, manual transmissions. You couldn't do that with an automatic. Or I can just throw it, as I feel it stall, I can just throw it in neutral and it'll just coast to where I need it to go. So I've already changed one camshaft position sensor. I have to finish this one. This is the one that's throwing the code on my car computer analyzer tool. And I'm also I ordered the crankshaft position sensor, which said it would be here by tomorrow. Unfortunately, now it's not going to be here till next week. So I will also do a video next week of changing the crankshaft position sensor, because actually that one's pretty easy. I was watching Ride the Car Guy, which is a specialist on Xteras, change that one. I will also do my roof rack this weekend. I'll be putting, well, the car came with a roof rack. I'm going to be putting a roof basket on it, so you can put like camping equipment and stuff in there, you know. I'm just, you know, being MB, I might be showing a little bit of, you know, the good old prepper attitude that they teach us. Long arms and coiled. Sounds like it might be his shocks and struts. You know, it's funny, I just got a recommendation for my own channel. Isn't that funny? For one of my own videos. I love that. You know, I am doing more of the repairs on my car now than before. Before, I just used to take it to friends that had customizing shops. And now I'm like, I'm just going to try to fix it. And like hey, 505, welcome to the stream. Like when I went to get my car emissions test done, they told me that the P340 code was the catalytic converter. Dino Girl, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Dino Girl is one of our, has a membership. Do say hi to Dino Girl, everyone. Star Wars 505. Star Wars all day long. Oh, I won't do either of them. Lord of the Rings bored me. Harry Potter, I won't do the author. I'm doing great. How are you? Wow, this stream is getting colorful here. Dino Girl. I think that's a 2 month color for membership. I believe so. Because it changes color as it goes by month. And at that, I don't like the Harry Potter movies. I mean, even Lord of the Rings was so boring to me. It was like it. My stepson used to watch them when he was a kid. They were too long. They were, I would always say they were too long, dark, and boring. Now, Harry Potter, I just couldn't. I, c- I don't know. We watched the movies and no. Star Wars, it's just because I grew up on it. And I do have a pretty cool video about Star Wars. Let me put that in the stream. Mm. Oh, if you guys want to watch a cool mix, does everybody know Billy Joel's song "We Didn't Start the Fire"? I will tell you, go watch. Someone did a remix of "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel, but they did a Star Wars theme one. And I will tell you, it's fantastic. I would play it, but I don't want to get a strike, you know. Uh-oh. Oh, it's on silence. I will say go watch this video right here. It's it's hilarious. I say watch that one right there. That's We Didn't Start the Fire, but in Star Wars version. I don't know. I've never seen the Jimmy Fallon one. Um, Now I'm gonna show you I'm gonna put a couple of videos in here. See if I can find them on my content. Let's say Star Wars. Okay, here's this one. Now this is a video I did back on May the 4th, 2024. This will tell you my favorite my take on the Star Wars movies from my least favorite to my most favorite. Not only do I tell you which ones, but they actually give you rationale. I don't just say, oh, The Last Jedi is the worst, and this is why. Mine says why, and I explain it. In fact, it is a 40-minute video because I actually break it down good. Then let's see, let's go back. Are you talking Solo, a Star Wars story? I like Solo, the movie Solo. Uh, Most people don't like it because it had gotten a bad taste with Episode 8 coming out, and I Han Solo is just my favorite character of all time, not just in Star Wars, but of all time. And I think Solo, a Star Wars story, did a very good job of showing how Han Solo became Han Solo. It didn't it it shows him from being like this kid on the streets of Corellia to becoming an actual smuggler and 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 you know, a two-faced type of person. You know, it wasn't just that he was born that way. I think they did a good job on that. Now, here's another Star Wars video I did. Oh no, Rogue One's my second favorite. As far as standalone movies, Rogue One is my favorite. I think it's, uh, well, I'm not gonna give it all away. You guys need to watch that video now. Um, so also this video, one time, it took me like a while, and Han shot first. Um, I've known that since '77. Um, Now, it took me a while, but what I did was I watched everything in timeline order, including movies and TV shows. So now I've seen all the TV shows. I'm all caught up on them. The only one that might have not been in here was what was that show? The one that comes before episode one. You know, this is my detailed uh, uh, way of the series, which one I like the most, to which one I like the least. I'm a big Mandalorian fan. I like Mandalorian, but there's some of the characters that the Mandalorian, my favorite character is Bo-Katan. Uh, you know, she's a strong female character in Andor's fantastic. Oh, I think that's my favorite series. Andor. My my niece loves, and you know, she's always liked Diego Luna. And another thing she likes is that he does, you know, I'm of Mexican descent, so she says, you know, it's really cool to see a Mexican actor come out in Star Wars and do such a good representation for the Mexican community. And she used to watch him in the telenovelas. Um, I actually think they're doing pretty good on the shows. I like the Obi-Wan show. I think it came out. The thing is with the Obi-Wan show is they've done a fantastic. Is Ewan McGregor portrays Sir Alec Guinness to the T. You think you're watching Sir Alec Guinness when you watch Ewan McGregor, even in his talk. Hello, everyone. I think we've scared everyone away, Adira. It's only you and I and 505 talking. Yeah, Obi-Wan, he does a great job as Obi-Wan as a character. I mean, just watch the original movies and watch him as Obi-Wan and compare Sir Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. Those two look and sound exactly alike. Hello there. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe. We were just on our little Star Wars kick here. I think my next. Do you guys think this would be a good one? Do the top 10 female characters in mixing movies and series, and then the top male characters mixing movie and. Okay, so I'll do that. I think those two lists will be next. I will do. I'll do those videos maybe next week because I have a 4-day weekend coming up next week. I'd have to. That would take a lot of research because I don't think Star Wars has any. Although, I think one of the recent series, I think in Andor, they did show some lesbian characters. At one point, they said that Finn and Poe were going to be gay. Yeah, that one's going to take a lot of research about transgender characters in movies and TV. Oh no, that's what I'm saying. It's going to take a lot of research because I'm going to have to. Hello, Scott. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do leave a like. Scott is another member. Yes, Moulin Rouge was his second film. Actually, Ewan McGregor also came out in not the Da Vinci Code, but it's one of the Da Vinci Code movies. It's the one where they're. I'll tell you right now because. I'm trying to figure out which one. Was it Yeah, I think it was Angels and Demons he came out in. Which because some of them I'm not like. Yeah, because Ewan McGregor came out in one of the. I think it was Angels and Demons. He came out as a young priest. Yes, it was Angels and Demons. It's where they're going to pick a new pope, and he actually, he's got a pretty cool character in it. So I would suggest watch that one. Yeah, I like some horror movies. I like some of the older ones, like when you start getting into like the original Friday the 13th not like Friday the 13th part 92 or, stuff like that. I mean, like the original Friday the 13th. I knew I felt something different about my gender, 505. I would do very feminine things, but it was uncomfortable to come. And in my teens, I actually started using my mom's makeup, trying on my mom's clothes. Um, yeah, you can watch it out of order. Um, and I, there were many things that pointed to it, but I always hid it inside because throughout my life, there's always been this culture to live, you know, as a man. You have to be the macho guy. I'm of Mexican descent. You can, um, you have to be macho. You have to be, masculine. There, it's wrong. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some franchises go really far on, like on these horror movies, and it's all the same thing. Now, when you watch the original Friday the 13th, that was scary. The actually the funny thing was my parents were out to the theater and we were watching it at home, and then we used to use the back door to come in. So my dad came into the house, or not the house, but he came in and pulled up to the driveway. He turned off the headlights because you could see them reflect in the den. So as he snuck over to the window and then he started knocking on it really hard, and we all jumped out of our seats. Now, there's one movie I've been wanting to watch that is, I guess it's supposed to be a horror movie. And it's called Antrim. And I guess they say that it's supposed to be a horror movie, that they say that you'll end up hurting yourself or killing yourself. You'll wind up dead if you watch it. So I think I found it here on YouTube, but I haven't watched it. I don't know. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, you are a treasure here. Uh, please do hit a like and subscribe if you are just joining us. Consider dropping a super chat, a super sticker. This month we are giving 25%. We usually give 20% to charity. This month we've upped it to 25. What we're doing is, actually, I've got some pretty good thoughts on Area 51. So what we're doing is 10% to buy items for the homeless, 10% to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico, and 5% to where I adopted my dog from. Thoughts on Area 51. Back in, I think it was the 90s, 2020. Sounds good, MB. You have a good night. Hope to see you this weekend on other streams. But I and basically we watched it on 2020 or 60 Minutes. something about Area 51 and how they would pilot people there leaving from the Las Vegas International Airport to fly them to Area 51, and how the government denied it was there. So we watched the special, my dad and I, and he had a friend that worked for the government, and he would spend most of his nights sitting in their office in this industrial building, um, playing war games. So my dad said he worked with had a high security clearance, and I always wondered if the war games he was playing may have been actual war games. And it turns out my dad asked him about Area 51, and I guess he had been there, but all he told us was that Area 51 was where they tested new airplanes, new technology for airplanes. So it pretty much was what the government has said. Actually, Scott, that's not, uh, you know, anything you should keep inside. That's why we're here. We're here to listen to you. We're here to help you out, and and listen to you. You know, it's good to get those things out and speak with us. And yeah, there's no reason someone should say that. They should support their children. That's why when people ask me how do I come out, they there's always a way to do an assessment on who you can come out to. I know it's hard. And yeah, therapy is a great thing. It's one of those things all of us have to go through in when being trans. And it's an important part of it. I don't want to say to get validation, but it's just to have someone that'll listen to you. Unfortunately, I hate to put it this way, but a lot of insurance companies will require therapy for you to get your hormone replacement therapy. Mine, yeah, it required it. Mountain Dew's got a whole new can. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. And that's all that's what we can do. And you can come in here and what I say, I do have a little sign back there. It's just too small to read. This is a safe place to be who you are. And that's what this channel is about. I'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can make it. Well, oh, so it's on June 19th. It'll be on Juneteenth. Um, I do have, I do have a 4-day weekend. I'll see if I can make it up. Um, I'll see if my friend and I can make it up there. Oh, it's July 9th. Well, I'm not a celebrity. Juneteenth is a holiday that celebrates the Emancipation Proclamation. That basically, oh, 7 to 9 o'clock on the 19th. Okay, that celebrates the Emancipation Proclamation. That's when the slaves were freed. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe if you have just joined us. Jump into our chat. We are having a great chat tonight. Um, we are on our second hour. When we have good chats like this, it's a good time to have a nice long chat. Even if it's three or four of us actually chatting and other people are in the background, it's greatly appreciated. If you want to jump in, we welcome everyone. Yeah, and that's what it was. And then the Emancipation Proclamation was written by Lincoln. Okay, so MB, you're up in Rio Rancho. Yeah, I've been up there a few times to Rio Rancho. I almost took a job at the Rio Rancho VA clinic. We're still streaming here, Rickshaw. We're having a great time. That's why we're still streaming. You know, if we can make a good stream happen, we do it. I get all federal holidays off, so that's why um it's celebrated at my work. Really? I Do you think I'm a red carpet celebrity? I don't think I'm at that point yet. That'll be when we hit what 10, 20,000 subs. I'm on Facebook. Oh, you're talking to 505? Hi, Mike L. Welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like. Mike is another one of our members here. Well, I'll have to. Yeah, I really. Well, thanks, Scott. Guys, that's the thing is we cannot be quiet. We cannot be quiet about, you know, being trans. We have to. Welcome, Jacob. Welcome to the stream. Um, we have to, you know, exercise our rights. We need to speak up, but we need to do it in a kind and gentle manner. We can, you know, I'm trying to be a way, find a way to be, make sure it's diplomatic, you know. Oh my. Oh, I never thought I would become a celebrity where it would be a red carpet for me. Uh, to DCC? What what's DCCC? Oh, is it a comic convention? It's a comic book convention. Oh, Duke City Comic Con? I don't know. That would be cool. Is it if I can get another uh basically another if I can redo my Black Canary outfit, I would go. I need a new top for it. I actually and some fishnets because I do the Black Canary in the more in like the leotard type of outfit. Uh, but the one I ordered, it fit, but now it's loose since I've lost 30 pounds. So I'm gonna have to purchase one. Oh, I haven't heard from her. So yeah, I once I hear from her, I will figure that out. Yeah, I do want to go on with Megan. Um, what else do? Why not? There's people that think they are that will that act like it. I mean, there's many people that are. You know, you can look at them and you know they act more black than white, and then there's people that are black that are white. You know, you requested me. Oh, okay, on Facebook. Okay, I'll check that out. What do you have a specific name, or is it under 505 Productions? Got it. There, 505. That's true, Yadira. You know, actually, this is one thing I was going to bring up. And MB and I think Rio's gone. Um, with Juneteenth coming up, you know, and we're starting to see all what's been going on in the U.S. and they're deporting people from other, uh, obviously from main Latin America. Do you know this was a kind of a hate process that was taught early in the Mormon Church? Um, to me, it sounds like. Do you remember there in the Mormon Church there used to be what was called the one drop rule? The Mormon Church didn't allow black people for a long time, and so then if white people started, you know, socializing with them, then if one drop of if they had kids and or if they found out you had one drop of um, blood from someone that was African American or anything, they didn't want you in the church or wouldn't let you participate in anything. So to me, that's what seems to be happening nowadays. Is pretty soon we're going to get to where it's going to be a one drop rule for yeah, they weren't allowed to be have the priesthood. And this is yeah. So remember, it was a one drop rule. If you couldn't, if they knew any, in any part of your history, if you had, some, you know, part of being black, they wouldn't allow you to have the priesthood. This is what you're seeing. I think this is what's happening in the country now. They're trying to say if you have one drop of being Hispanic or from any of these countries. No, 505, I haven't seen any of your videos. I will have to check some of them out. Um, that's how they're going to start picking people away. And so I think that's what, and it's like they can't trace they can trace your genealogy now. So, they can, it's very easy. Yeah, exactly. You're right, MB. It went from, so, they're marginalizing different groups, and that's what's happening nowadays. And now look what it's happening through the nation in with the president right now. And, it's almost like going back to those times in the church. And then if they really wanted to, um, if you really wanted to go as far as saying, they could really, really look at people's genealogy and start figuring out whether you have um, uh, Hispanic blood or not. And, and they could start, if they want to do mass deportations really and make, and, you know, they could go by your genealogy. Well, I mean, yeah, but Rickshaw, at one point they were saying that I know at one point my ex, she told me that even myself having that one drop of or having all the Hispanic blood, because even if I was born here in the United States, we I would have, the chance of being, that you were going to see maybe even deportations for that, because it can go to an extreme. So, I mean, and technically, we are not the founders of this nation. Remember, the people that were here were the Native Americans. So, and they weren't of white skin. Hello, Barbie. Welcome to the stream. Well, have we found evidence of that? We, unless it shows, we don't know. I mean, historians haven't found that evidence. That's correct, Yadira. I know. It's kind of a weird thing to start bringing up some politics in here today, but I just hate to see what's going on around the nation, and really everything that started correct. They started coming here from Europe. Hence why many of the states up where the 13 colonies started, they're New York, um, New Hampshire, you know, different things that had to do with places that were in Europe. You know, yeah, I know. I just went through a few things online when I was at work and looked at CNN, and it looked at like things were going horribly there at the Capitol. And it just seems, we people started coming across it. The first one to come across from Europe, well, were the Norse, and then Columbus. I think there's more evidence of the Vikings coming over before Columbus. But and that's how we started, how this white skin started over here. But the Native Americans were here first. Hence why they got the term Indians, because Columbus was trying to travel around the world, and well, he discovered the world was round because he wanted to travel to India a different route. And that's why Native Americans were called Indians, because he thought he had landed in India. So yeah, I mean, as more and more groups, like right now we're seeing with the Hispanic population, from different countries, um, whether it's Mexico, El Salvador, Venezuela, they're being marginalized, and people think that they're all doing something wrong. They're not. Many come just to work. I know they don't have their visas, but they take the work that other people won't do. I used to be very conservative, Jacob, but um, I'm now more of an independent, and right in the middle, and I look at issues as I have now as how they concern me. And as I grew up in San Diego, and my dad and I used to take these walks in this canyon behind my house, and we would bump into the illegal immigrants there, and they were just sitting under a bush or a tree, just getting some shade. We'd say hi to them because my dad and I obviously spoke Spanish, and all they wanted was to come across for work, but they couldn't get their visas in Mexico. So, that's what, and we'd watch them at one point when Clinton did Operation Gatekeeper. People were like rushing the border, and sometimes you'd see them rush across the highway and run. Correct, Zach. And yeah, it's hard it was hard it's hard for them to get their visas, and some of these people will use like life savings from to get. Now it used to be, I would suggest you watch a show called Trafficked, and it talks about how these people, it starts off with how these people used to take a train all the way from the southern border of Mexico all the way to the northern border, and they would just hold on to the train. Now that train no longer has, they no longer use it. So now these people have to use coyotes to bring them across. It costs them $10,000 to $15,000 for the coyote to bring them across, and uh, and not be guaranteed that they will make it. And I know someone I've worked with, and she came across with a coyote, and she said the conditions were horrible. It's most of the time now they do from very, but have you seen here that only for even for asylum only about 30% get it, and it is very difficult to obtain the visa in Mexico. Good night, 505. And really, a lot of these, I have, and I've seen it. A lot of these people that are probably um, complaining about this the most are probably the ones that use them the most for their companies. I've seen there's a corner in Fort Myers, Florida, where they'll just sit there with their tools for construction, and then the construction companies will come over uh, and pick them up in the morning, pay them cash for the labor to build houses, and then take them back to where they were. You know, So, and a lot of that cash just gets wired back home so the next person in the family can come over. A lot of these countries, they're living in poverty. And I think a lot of people, have, and I know I have one sub that kept talking about, yes, they are horrifically underpaid. And they come over here and do jobs that people want, what, 15, $20 an hour for, and they'll do it for a quarter of that. Sweet Soul, I'm talking a little bit about all the violence that's happened lately, about the protests and the ICE raids. And actually, I had one sub here. I would. I actually had one sub here in my stream. I'll say it was last night, and she was saying that the only reason they're happening is because these people are all cartel members. Not every person that comes across illegally is a cartel member. I can tell you from experience what it is to have, the difference between that someone wants to come and do work to someone that is a cartel member. From experience. Very well said, Zach. They are probably one of the most hardworking people. Leaving countries that grossly underpay them. The lifestyle over there is horrible. Some of them get well educated, and I mean, I've known people that are doctors, and come over here, and then the United States will only allow them to be a medical assistant or a CNA. There are cartel members that are trying to escape, but the number of cartel members and all that is minuscule to the amount of people that are hard workers that they are deporting. Why not give asylum to all those that are actually doing work? That are working out in the fields, picking your produce. I think that should happen. But of course, they're not going to do it because, of course, then right. I completely agree with you right there, Sweet Soul. And a lot of them do come, and what they do, all they're coming for is work. They are your handful of, yes, there are some cartel members within them, but not every single person that's come along across illegally is a cartel member. I think what they're doing is putting a label on each person. Oh, and yes, cartels. I mean, they're everywhere. My sister married a member of one. He was born in the United States. He got into what's called the narco juniors, which is a feeder cell for the Tijuana cartel, and you know it it's not just people that are illegal. It's people that were born here that are also part of it. Yeah, also there's a lot of wars going on for, in these people. Like the ones that are coming from Mexico, they want to get out of the cartel violence. And one of the big things is it depends also who's president in these countries. Like if you would have gone to Mexico in the years that Felipe Calderon was in office, that guy declared war on the cartels. He brought the Mexican military out and fought them. Now, you know, during that president's uh, uh, term in office, because they do 6-year terms, my brother-in-law was caught and put in jail there. He was sentenced to like 50 years in prison, and next president came along and said, let's let them all out. So it's the corruption in many of these countries, and that's why a lot of them want to leave. I mean, I feel that we're gonna see how, I don't know, this is gonna lead to a lot of things here besides these raids that are happening just against, you know, I think it's gonna be a domino effect. I find that there's going to be more happening. Um, just to get on, how can I say this? How, let's look at it, let's look at a little Star Wars analogy here. I know someone said they didn't like the prequels, but remember how things developed. It was peaceful, then someone was blamed for, the leadership was blamed, the leadership was blamed for not doing their job. Uh, then someone was put into office, back into the office as chancellor, um, and he was put into that office, and the leader of the Senate, and basically from the inside turned it all upside down by creating an army of, on one, he actually created two armies. One that was the invading army, and two, he also created an army, allowed for an army to be used against them, which basically that leader created both sides, the good and the bad, which eventually led for the Senate to fall. So basically, the peaceful society that was there fell because he manipulated both sides of the spectrum there. And using that analogy, I want to say that I think that's where we're going to see things happen. Right now it just starts with the illegal immigrants, because they're blaming them for, all of them, for being members of the cartels. Then they're going to move on to another group, and then people are going to try to form groups to defend themselves, which happens. Like I said, as a Star Wars analogy, they form a rebel group. It's going to happen. You know, someone's gonna want, you know, to defend their rights. Okay, Jacob, you have a good night. And well, we'll see what'll happen at the midterms. Well, MB, wait, if you lost them, how were you able to type that message? I feel like that it's kind of going to go that route. I thought that was earlier I was looking at that analogy and right, he can't be reelected. Oh, we're coming up on 3 hours here, you guys. Is that where they were? You need to get a spare pair. I need a new pair. I'm probably what I want to do is I'm gonna go with my eyes checked, purchase a pair at Vision Works because that's usually where I go, and then I will order a couple of pair from Zenny Optical because they're inexpensive and you can buy nice frames there, and then are they by your bed? Are on your nightstand, on your table? And I went to work without mine the other day, and I was like looking at the screen like this, and then I remembered, oh, you can always change the font size. No luck yet, MB? Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. We've had a pretty good stream today. I know we've talked some controversial topics today, but I usually don't do those, but I felt today I needed to express myself a little bit. Um, about my feelings on it. Just don't step don't just don't step on them. My day was fantastic. It was an easy day at work. Today was my doctor's phone day at work. In other words, all his appointments are on phone. I was able to prep charts for 2 weeks worth. And thank you, Scott. Did you get them, MB? It's right there. don't step on them. Oh, that. See, you guys don't see him when I see him. When I get home, he is wound up. Or like tomorrow morning, he'll actually let me sleep in till about 10. Till about 10, I think is his latest. Then he'll get up and he'll like paw at me or lick my face or he'll bark. And basically and then he'll go he'll bark, he'll be like basically I know what he's saying. He's hey human, take me out. I need to go outside. I need to pee. You know, I know that's what he's saying. And then the routine is on days off, we go out first, come back in, and then he gets his food. Now, this is a spoiled dog. His food is, and I actually have a video on how to make his dog food. This dog gets, I mix 3 cups of rice. I make, and I make it in, or, you know, with 6 cups of water actually, and then make the rice. Then I add shredded chicken and a vegetable medley for it. And he gets that. And then he gets a cup of kibble. So, MB, any luck? Did you find your glasses? Where could you have left them? Are they on the bathroom counter? Are they on a nightstand, on shelving? There, you had to put them somewhere. Okay, we're coming up on 3 hours. How long shall we go? An all-nighter? Zach, that will be next week. We're gonna pull an all-night, an all-day. What we're gonna do is next Saturday, um, we're gonna. Well, I was gonna take a vote. You guys want to go for 3 hours and 30 minutes? Um, the following Juneteenth weekend, because I get 4 days off. Um, uh, so next Saturday, what's today? Tomorrow's the 13th. So on Saturday, the 21st, we will be doing a live stream. It'll be from 11 a.m. Yep, it's Friday the 13th. So we'll be doing a live stream from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. How about that? Now, reason why I am going to let's make a goal to do a live stream to raise money. And that day, 50% of everything we make, since it is Pride Month, will go to the Transgender Resource Center here in New Mexico. They used to have a like an all like Pride Center, but everything I see that right now it says it's permanently closed, like an LGBTQ uh, like center. So right now they only have the transgender one. I don't want to sound like I'm being biased to that, but I figured, uh, we will at least give to them. They do have like a little food bank, so you can give them money for the food bank. They even have a shelter, so I think that'll help them out. The thing is, we will give 50% of the proceeds that we receive towards on that channel any super chat, super sticker, uh, cash app, or merch that is bought during that time. We will donate 50% to them. And then from then on, the other 50% will go to the logistics of the channel. So, there's going to be a lot of things on that day because I'll probably have to have like water bottles sitting here because 12 hours of talking will be a lot. We'll have to feed him, feed myself. I'll probably, order out a couple of times during the stream because I think we can do well. A friend of mine, another Exmo, said she will send me lots of her. We were talking the other day. Mike, I will do one tomorrow before our stream. Where was I? I have another Exmo friend that said she will advertise it on her TikTok so she can get her TikTok followers over here. Hopefully we can get lots and lots of people here and get lots of donos. Because this is something that we're going to call it the Jules-a-thon to raise money for the cause. Also, I spoke with her. She lives out in Arizona, and she's been helping a homeless trans woman lately, and she wants me to help by speaking with her because I'd be able to know more about the trans community, and she's been helping her with food and water, but maybe we can send some money that way too, so they can be helped. Yeah, I made a TikTok account, but I don't use it. I had a Discord. I didn't even understand how to use Discord. I stopped paying on it, and then I guess they closed it down this past month because my credit card info changed. I just let it be. So yeah, I do have someone, that I'd like to help out someone else also. So we'll probably send some money to help out that person. Yeah, I've done great with YouTube. I let's, or I should say we, because all of you guys have contributed. You know, I don't do many shorts. I heard that it it contradicts if you do anything. If you do a lot of shorts, you know, and do live streams and videos, it kind of like takes away from the other. I don't know, um, but I've started doing a little more shorts. Uh, for example, last month, and this is so you guys know, and I said I was going to be very transparent. We made $528.69 um, for from super chats. So that means about $53 we're going to use to get items for the homeless. I think that's what's going to be the cost of 100 backpacks, kind of like this one. Um, then we'll send $26 to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico and $26 to Animal Humane New Mexico. Um, we did last month we made what 139, and I spent $13 on the little the first bunch of beanies. All of this was from you guys, from people throwing down super chats, super stickers. Um, you know, that's what all this is is going for. Now, I give, like I said, every month it's going to be 20% goes to donations to any of these to all these organizations. It's 10% for buying stuff for the homeless, 5% to the Transgender Resource Center, and 5% towards Animal Humane New Mexico. Um, the the next one, so this so last month I bought like a $15 box of beanies. They're moisture wicking beanies, should help them cool off since it is summertime here in New Mexico. So with this amount, I'm going to buy the backpacks and start making the backpacks to start giving them. The next thing, our goal is socks. I know a very good one. I'd have to get you to see if I have to see if they've gotten what their physical address and or if they've gotten a PO box. I think they were trying to get a PO box. It would be let me see if they've gotten a physical address yet. It would be the Church of Korhor. During the winters, we do what's called Project Rapture. Well, I'm continuing on Project Rapture all year, but Project Rapture is what we call it because we wrap people in blankets. We wrap people in blankets. I wrap them in, I give them beanies and gloves here in Albuquerque. You can always, I would say, try here and that is actually what we call the Church of Korihor. It's a godless church. We don't, and that's what the sermons I watch. I do sermons on there from time to time, and it's for people that are atheists and agnostics, and have chosen to leave other religions. Um, and my friend Joe is the first herald, and I would send a message to see where you could send stuff like that. During the winter, and he put a lot of videos on, and they might be in there. Um, yeah, he did a very good sermon. Um, so he's done some great ones lately. Um, I have to put one together for because it is Pride Month. He wants me to put one together, so I gotta get on the ball and do that. Oh, what my? Oh, thanks, Justin. Yeah, if you guys ever want to watch you know, just go onto. We actually do our sermons here on YouTube. You know, there's no physical location. It's actually pretty. They're pretty cool because we're not like we don't talk about any type of scripture or anything. We talk about random stuff. One of my sermons was on arrows. My other one was on releasing stress and how I used to do it. See, we're at 745 views. I wonder if we can make 1,000 at least. This is one of my favorite tops, actually, Justin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. If you're just joining us, please do hit a like and subscribe. Because I've had a couple of different comments about it. They said I could probably do a goth look with it. I can, because of the black and the burgundy. It actually makes certain things stand out a little more, should I say. Um, I've got a great lipstick that matches it. So, I mean, that's why I like it. I've never done it with full on white foundation. Thank you, Scott. I really, I did it quick because I thought I was going to be on, I thought I was going to run late. I wanted to start at 8 to 8:30. So I started right at 8:30. I had taken this guy out one last time at 7:30, and and we were in by like 7:45, just to make sure to give him plenty of time. And then um, next thing you know, we I had to get ready for the stream. I think he started acting up again, wanting to go out again. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Man, it seems like every day more and more like things are added to the channel. To as monetization. So now it has watch page ads, shorts page, shorts feeds ads, memberships, gifts. I think those are the ones that are. Oh, those are the gifted. Gift earnings. No, I have not done voice training. This is just me doing my best. Yeah, it's hard. I will say that I'm just I don't know what tone my voice is, so I just try what I can and do what I can. Okay, so we're gonna go maybe another half hour to the top of the hour, and it'll be good old Friday the 13th. Um, I will see about that, Mike. Yeah, I've done videos. I've done with actually this weekend. I was thinking of doing one. What did I have that I've been wanting to do? Because I was gonna pull out my new camo gear because I do have a new camo top. I do already have the matching pants. So it was gonna be because hurricane season just kicked in. Kind of, it would be a video, and I should probably film it tomorrow night. I should just live stream in the camo gear and then and then do the video because I was gonna talk about hurricane season coming in and what to have ready. But I've already done videos on 3-day bags. I've done videos on your 3-day bag for your pets. So Um, and maybe, you know, and what else? I'm thinking that I would include in it. I think that's pretty much it. Uh, and also what to have in your car. And I'll probably do it just, I won't, I need to buy some MREs and I've done one video on MREs, but I actually want to do, okay, Yadira. I'm probably gonna do one on MREs and buy different brands of them, and we'll show how to make them. We'll pause it and then taste them each. What do you need for a duffel bag for a 3-day bag? How about this? You know, I've had a small 3-day bag that I put together since I hit 510 subs. I've tried to do the giveaway. I've tried to give it away here on the channel, do a little giveaway for that one like 3 times. It's like nobody ever enters it. So, here's my deal. Let me, so, 5, 10, 51 times 100 times 50. Okay, so here it is. If we can get to 2,550 subscribers, I will do a giveaway for a 3-day bag. It'll include the backpack, yeah, this is basically a bug out bag, and it's already like, I'll go get it. It's this. Okay, I put this together myself. I built the first aid kit. This is not just an IFAK that you buy online. This was put together by me. I've been a road medic. I was an ER nurse for 13 years. So trust me, well packed. Got a canteen, and you got the Molly bag. Molly as in MOLLE. If we can make it to 2,550 subs, I will, let's say, I will do the giveaway at Julesathon. Yeah, I mean that's small compared to my survival bag. My survival bag will probably be a 2 week bag. So yeah, once we hit 2,550 subscribers, that'll go up uh for giveaway. Yeah, see that's what I've gotten every time. I've gotten, oh, I don't need it. I give it to someone else or uh that's why I still have it. It's it was supposed to be given away at 510 subs, and I still have it. Oh, that first aid kit there. Now, not that you can perform open heart surgery, but that first aid kit there, it's called an individual first aid kit. That's what's an IFAC, but that could be your whole family's first aid kit. The way I prepped it. Oh, you should see my med kit in my car. And then on my personal uh, backpack, that one could possibly, I'm not going to say could perform open heart surgery. My site, Paul, about many things. It is called Area 5T1, as we do talk about what we call the 5Ts. We talk about transition. We talk about triathlon. We talk uh, trends. We talk teaching/tips. And we talk trucks. Teaching and slash tips has several subcategories from cooking to preparedness for you know for times of disaster, also urban myths, and oh, and high demand religions. Saturday is usually the day I film my videos about preparedness, so I will probably do it. I call it Survival Saturday. So I'll probably do it Saturday, that video. That's what I'm going to do. Yes, Paul, we do talk about a lot of things here, and we just try to be, respectful with each other and have a good time. If you want to join the channel, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Everyone is welcome here. We just need to keep things respectful. Yes, even cars we talk about. My hands are all cut up from working on the Xterra last week. I didn't finish it, but it still drove to work. Still drove me to work. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. We got about 15 minutes left. Um, Look at that. My Mark Hoffman White Salamander video has made me 70 cents. But the number of views went up by 507 in the past day or so. So it actually went up by 340, 351 actually to be exact. That's a lot in one day. So hopefully we can get some more performance out of that. Um, oh, we got someone that's awake. We even gained ourselves another subscriber from that video, from the White Salamander video. Who knew Mark Hoffman would be a great topic? Okay, I think we're going to start doing that too. We're going to start closing up the stream. So, everyone, thank you for joining me here on the stream. I do want to thank my moderators that were in here today. It was Avita and Yadira. And as always, I do want to thank the people that did contribute to the channel with super chats. That was, we started off with Jiminy Crickets with $10. Jiminy Crickets came in with another 10. Ordinary Person dropped down $4.99. And Rio for Life, Kim D, dropped down $1.99. Any amount is always appreciated. Remember, 25% of that will be going to charity. Usually we only do 1%, or not 1%, but 20%. This month we have upped it to 25 because we upped it, sending another 5% to the Transgender Resource Center here in New Mexico, along with 10% to purchasing items for the homeless, and 5% going to Animal Humane New Mexico. Next Saturday, remember, 11 to 11, we will do a 12-hour live stream for, and we will be taking 50% out of that, of whatever we make in donos, whether it's super chat, super stickers, super thanks, and we will take 50% of what is made, and we will send it to the Transgender Resource Center for Pride Month. And then the rest there will just go to the logistical planning that goes into that. Hopefully we can, with this month, I will probably get some of my subs some merch so they can represent. Also, I do want to say, coming up on the end of the stream, as we always end it, we do state in any type of crisis, please, if you are feeling sad, depressed, or down, depressed, or hopeless, sad, confused, or angry, you're worried about your safety or safety of someone else, if you're a veteran, and having any thoughts of hurting yourself, or worried about any alcohol or drug use, or just something on your mind that you need to talk to someone about, call the 988 line. Veterans, please do hit 1 and you will get someone that specializes in Veterans Affairs on there. So please do use this line. Someone in my family just a couple months back had to use it, and they sent a team of people to go help her out, and it was a great success. So I do suggest, if you need to, please do so. I do want to say thank you once again to all my subs that have been here tonight. Once again, thank you to all my members that have been here, and to all my moderators. Thank you. Have a good night. We will see you tomorrow. Um, and I will be back on tomorrow at between 7:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I'm gonna shoot for 7:30 start, and we'll probably do another long stream like today. We'll do like another 2-3 hours. You have a good night, and thank you.